really just wanted to say thank you guys for always watching these and wanting them, and you guys are all, each and every one of you are so appreciated, and I love you all. So now that we got the mushy stuff over with, let's go ahead and jump right into this case. Okay, so this case is a little bit different than the cases that I've done before, and you will understand why towards the end. So just keep watching and let's get started. So this case is in the state of Pennsylvania, and it is over the disappearance of Michelle McMullen. And Michelle McMullen was 27 years old, and she was a mom to a little boy named Jaden. And she loved her son like her son was her life. So I know that she went away to college, and she was doing it online, but to be able to graduate from that school, she had to have 6 months, I believe, at the university before they would actually let her graduate from there. And this university was not around her hometown. This school was located in Louisiana. So her and her son, I want to say he was 7 or 8, decided to pack up and move to Louisiana for her to finish her schooling. When she got there, she was informed that she did not have her grant yet. Her grant was not approved for her school. So she had no idea how she was going to pay for school and take care of her son and make a living as well while they lived down there, because you can't live for free anywhere, obviously. And if you can, please tell me where. I'm on my way. So when she goes down there and finds that out, she ends up getting a job at a local McDonald's. And it's not much, but it's, full time, and it takes care of her son, and it does what she needs. She had no family there. She knew nobody. So her parents told her to bring her little boy back to Pennsylvania until school was done, and they would keep him in there, and she could just focus on school. And she agreed to do so. And I believe the plan was for her mother to actually fly to Louisiana to pick up her son. But that is not what happened, unfortunately. On September 26th of 2008, Michelle goes into work at her McDonald's, and that was on a Friday. And she finds out that her boss had to make some arrangements with the schedule. So because of that, she was off on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and she would come back on Tuesday. So since she had those days off, she decided that she was going to drive her son the 16-hour trip. I believe it was a long drive. I just looked at my notes. It's 18 hours. An 18-hour trip. Crazy. But she was going to make it that weekend and make it back in time for work on Tuesday. She leaves on Saturday, the 27th, to drop him off to what I thought was going to be her family's house. She does not tell her family that she is making that trip. She does not say a thing to anyone but one person, and that was a childhood friend of hers that she had. And when she called this friend, she asked she did not show up for school. That is when her parents said that they knew something was wrong, so they filed a missing persons report on her then. The cops obviously wanted to interview her friend that she left Jaden with, and this friend informs them that after Michelle left, she had found a letter in Jaden's bag, and it was signed from Michelle, saying that she could not take it anymore, that all eyes were on her, basically saying that she just had to get away, and she knew Jaden would be safe with her parents. Now, with that being said, the cops at that point did not know, was she missing or was something wrong. Her parents didn't believe that she wrote that, but her friend did, and that kind of caused a little bit of conflict because they didn't know what to do. Or should they be looking for a missing person, or are they looking for a runaway who is an adult and can do what she would like? I mean, which one are they looking for? So that was kind of up in the air at that point. The next week, her car was actually located outside of a Mack Truck Corporation, right on the outside of Pennsylvania, on the outside of the border of Pennsylvania, I should say. And obviously they wanted to know how long has it been there. And they found out that it had actually been there that whole week. However, the employees there thought maybe it was another employee's vehicle, maybe it broke down. They weren't sure, so they gave them a week to come and get it. And when it was still there, they decided the best bet would be to call law enforcement. So that is what they did. And the car was... That was my dog. And the car was her ID, her wallet, and her phone. So that was super suspicious, obviously. Those are things that you need. If you're gonna run away, you still might need that stuff. So they get a couple dogs down there, and they are trying to figure out what exactly is going on, if they can smell anything. And the dog actually picks up Michelle's scent coming from the car towards the road, about 50 yards, I think. And it just stops. So that was even more confusing. Did she go to the end of the road, and get a ride? Or did somebody take her? So there was all kinds of questions, and at this point nobody knew what was going on or where to go at that point. It was pretty much a dead end. Like, there was no cameras around, there was nothing. It was starting from scratch basically to solve this case. Now where this case takes an interesting turn is a nearby county jail ends up putting a arrest warrant out on Michelle, and the charges against her are forgery, theft by unlawful taking, and theft by deception. I guess she had stolen around $20,000 from a church that she used to be employed at. She was an administrator there, and this was right before she moved to Louisiana. She worked there from November of 2007 to July of 2008, when she was fired for poor performance. And when her parents found out about that, they were quite shocked because Michelle had told them really much they can do on that because she's not going to budge on any information that she's given them. On December 5th, 2008, just 3 months after she went missing, is when the case starts getting interesting. So there is a motel in West Virginia, and somebody was there to check out, and they had actually brought a friend with them, and this friend just so happened to be a family friend of the family of Michelle McMullen. And the first thing he does is contacts the police and lets them know that Michelle McMullen is not, nobody took her, she is working at the front desk at this motel in West Virginia. And the cops are assuming that she got tipped off and fled because by the time they got there, she was gone. And he claims that he figured she left because she recognized him at the same time he recognized her. Apparently, she was also living at that motel that she was working at, and there was evidence in her room that she was trying to change her name to Monique Watson, illegally change her name, might I add. And the employees there say that when she came to the motel, she was claiming that she was running from an abusive boyfriend. And when it comes to things like that, they don't really ask too many questions, so they believed her. So at this point, when they showed the workers the photo of Michelle McMullen, they confirmed it was her. So the officers are like, okay, she's alive and she's on the run. Her parents still did not believe it. They wanted to see her. They thought she was still missing. So once again, nobody really knew what was going on. This case was actually covered by a couple different people, and one of the documentaries on her was had a viewer that said, God, when she watched it, she was like, I know that girl, but her name's not Michelle. She actually calls in 2011, and she informs them that Michelle McMullen is going by the name Danielle, and she is a hairdresser in the state of California, which is crazy. So the cops do a raid on the hair salon, and lo and behold, there is Michelle McMullen. So what they thought was guys make my day every day, and I look forward to all of your guys' comments. You guys just warm my heart, so I love you, and thank you for always watching,